What is up, YouTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk a little bit about thoughts about empower others topic. The topic that has been corrupted in many ways, I think, but the topic of empower others, that topic, I want to discuss a little bit about it, or talk a little bit about it, my views on it. So first I look at a human. Okay, I mean, yes, in many ways a human can do a lot, but then also, but if you like, ideally a human can do super much. But if we really take a look at it, what a human can do and what a human can know in a digital age about the world, the production that they can do, yes, in a way they can do a lot, they can produce a lot, okay, but empower others, it's almost as they can do more than just focus on yourself. So if I look at this in a short-term perspective, I don't think, I mean, yes, I can profit faster by just empower myself. But when I look at it in a long-term perspective, 10, 20, 30 years, for me it's very obvious that empower others is very profitable, super profitable, not in the short term. And the long-term mindset is, it's hard to have. I even struggle with it a lot. What I think is going to happen with this digital age is every human, you're going to be able to almost own shares in a human, own shares in what a human produce, and basically get dividends from basically everything. But right now there's not a way for you to basically own shares in a content creator or invest in a content creator. I mean, yes, there are some, maybe some systems, but not the system that I think of, where if you find someone amazing, you should sort of be able to own shares in that human. That kind of technology is not really here at the moment, but I think it's gonna come eventually, because people want to be able to stake themselves in someone with talent. And just because everything is going digital, I think this is eventually going to be a possibility. And what I think then is going to happen is it's going to be more, a person will be able to basically earn more by empower others than sort of, in a way of looking at it, empower themselves super much. And now I mean the way people usually see, as the empower, let's say a person does videos, and okay, let's say on the Steam blockchain, a person just, I don't know, okay, let's not go over that, but I can talk about this topic in a general way. It's basically gonna be, I mean, I see with games that right now with some D-apps on the US blockchain, just doing a few taps on the screen it can be more profitable, because you're minting something, can be more profitable than do a video or do some user generated content thing. Because the user generated content that I can do, it's not that much that a person can do. I mean, they are sort of limited in a way. A person has limited time, maybe they can do a video. But if we really take a look at it, click a button to upvote someone or to support someone or quickly comment. For example, if a person, and I tried this myself, if a person, let's say, uses a test, genuinely cares, and maybe like post some comment on some people's stuff. Maybe they do it, let's say they write 10 or 20 comments a day. That's very genuine and real value. In a way of looking at it, I think that even though I talk about this topic in a way of like, you don't want to look at it from like what you can squeeze out of other people, because that would be kind of weird. But if you just look at it from a very raw perspective, posting genuine comments to other people or genuinely empower other people in digital ways, clearly that's going to be more profitable in the long run, mainly because it's more people involved in something. When a person just empowers, let's say, themselves, it's not easy to scale that, because everything's basically tied into the human. So decentralized empowerment really makes sense in the world that we're moving into, and that it's going to be more profitable, I think, to tap a few buttons on the screen to empower others than even create user-generated content yourself. Because if you have 100 friends, 1,000 friends, and I really mean like that you really invest time into other people, if you genuinely invest time into empower others, and I mean you genuinely do it, you basically search for talent and you basically invest all the time into them, clearly that's going to be more profitable than the little that one person can do. And a lot of smart people have discovered this. This is of course why we have people looking for talent, and I think it's going to become more people, or when better technology comes, more people will be able to do this, basically with some kind of way with blockchains and tokens, owning shares in a human and basically earn dividends or something on stuff that they're doing. It's kind of cool. We're already doing it in a way on the Steam blockchain. We empower others with votes, or let's say comments, and a further step will be that a human, that you'll be able to own shares basically in a human. This is the only what I think is gonna happen. I'm not exactly sure how the model is gonna look, how many tokens are gonna be used, how the revenue streams are gonna work, exactly where the value is coming from. All I know is we have value streams. People love stake. People love dividend features. People love NFT tokens. People love scarce supply. People love talent. People love investing in other humans if they see some profit from that in some cool. So someone only has to figure out the best system of doing this, of playing with data and making it more fun into investing in other humans. For example, you can have digital bragging rights. You can have reputation, which is more engaging and fun. You can have more rewards if you're doing activity, if you're doing unique things. There are many ways you can make the digital world way more fun, and where people basically gonna see, wait a sec, and it's more when I think it's gonna become more obvious that empower others are gonna be so much more, give so much more value in the long run. So much more. Because even if a person invests in 100 other people, it doesn't take that long to write, or to genuinely write, let's say, to 100 people, 100 genuine comments. Maybe it take a couple of days, but even if just 1% gives back a little bit, I mean, you're in a way of looking at it, I think you kind of already in the plus. You're almost already getting more in return than what you basically invested. Just because there's limitless reach out to people. that humans can do, basically. And we're not really reaching out almost anything. We almost do nothing. But there's some people that realized, oh my god, care actually works. Like, if a person genuinely cares about someone else, like, we get interested in people that are interested in us, basically. Even with just if someone sees you're voting on them, you're sharing some tokens with them, I mean, they're going to be interested in you. So it's this, yeah, they've been writing books about this. Also, kind of, in some ways, it gets weird when they write books about these topics, because it's not really meant as that you should look at it as some, how can we use other people? But then, of course, people write books about it, and people try to find ways to basically squeeze value out of other people. But how it actually should work is it should be more natural. It should be very natural to empower others. It should be very, very natural. It shouldn't be this thing where you're running some numbers. If I empower X numbers are gonna give back to me. Like, that's not how it should. That's not how it should be used. It should be very, very organic, natural, that people give and receive, people produce, people consume. It should be very, very natural process. And I think it's gonna be more natural. It's just that it takes some time. For example, tokens may not be worth that much right now. It might be some slow time. Relationships takes time to develop. You never really know where the next stuff is going to come from, in whatever ways, kindness, whatever. Don't really know what's going to happen the next second, but we are going to get better technology, where it's going to be very, very obvious that, wait a sec, giving someone, for example, we can take Instagram as a good example. The heart symbol actually works. Like, it creates this feeling of empowerment. Like, people feel empowered. It's a very basic version of empowerment, but it kind of works. And then Steam comes, and it's like a more advanced version of Instagram. And then something is going to come that's going to improve on this model and just make it more fun. Make it more fun. It's going to be very, very cool, because first we thought we needed a system where everyone needs to write something. Everyone needs to produce something. That's not actually the case. A person can have digital influence, and then they can leverage that and empower others. They don't actually have to produce something. They can invest in other people, and in the long run, they're gonna benefit. Now, I'm not sure what system that will benefit. I mean, there's no guarantees, no certainties in this universe. We don't know what kind of system, what kind of project. There are no certainties, but we can sort of see trends of what the general movement is moving towards. For example, we see a general movement towards more GIFs being shared. We see that people are moving away from photos. We see that they want to have a more personal experience. We see that text probably is going down a little bit. And we see the videos replacing a lot of text. And we can sort of see where the general trend is going. Okay, a general trend gives us percentages where we can sort of look at probabilities of certain outcomes. So people that wants to produce stuff, they're gonna produce stuff. People that just wanna you just want some other systems. I mean, we know that there's a minority that creates stuff that wants to be a content creator, that should be a content creator. People have different things they're good at in life. People have different hobbies. And it's good with variation. For example, a person should just be able to be a digital owner and when they own something, you should be able to get some kind of rewards from that. And people are going to use technology in very, very different ways. It's a big experiment in many ways. Especially now, with all this new technology. Every day is going to be an adventure, if a person wants, of course. Every day should sort of be an exploration, if a person wants. So, this is a very nuanced topic, which I'm probably going to talk more about in the future. Because I think there's a lot to be said on this topic. There's a lot of ways to try to express this topic of empower others. And just because a lot of things can be corrupted, a lot of words, a lot of meanings, a lot of sentences can be corrupted, which is why you're coming at things in different ways and tries to express what you're really trying to say. Because people have different experiences in life. People interpret things in different ways based on what they know, what they've seen and all that. Right now, we don't even have basic communication in many ways. Humans are still people talking different languages. Many services make so people barely are aware of what's happening, because maybe there is some algo going on there. Maybe there's a machine that is following you around to serve you ads. Already, the basic communication layer is not really there. And it sort of slows things down. The way how businesses currently, how they work, it kind of slows things down a lot. Because instead of AI helping humanity, at the moment it seems as this smaller AI is mainly trying to squeeze value out of every person, and it sort of tweaks what they see on the internet, and we don't really know how deep that goes. So first, base layer communication needs to be improved. And it's going to improve, I think, but it may take a long time. And then you also have events that can happen in the world that can slow things down or speed things up. Have to see how things move. But then again, as I said earlier in this video, there is sort of a general trend also in many ways, where if you look at the last 15 years, we can sort of see that it's moving towards easier ways to empower others. That now you can have a smartphone, you can click a few buttons, and you can really make a person feel better. Or just being aware of something that he did can make a person really, really happy. A few words that they see on a virtual screen can alter their feeling states, which is very interesting. So everything that humans basically are doing with these devices, it really has an effect. Someone is taking something in, someone is consuming something, and they may not tell you about it, because most of the internet is sort of, in many ways, people are taking stuff in, but they may not tell you about it. So what people are doing on a daily basis has effect. Because, I mean, a person knows themselves when they go on the internet. For example, when I go on the internet, I try to look for interesting stuff. And I know if I take stuff in, other people do it as well. So the general trend, I would say, is that it's basically going to be more profitable to empower others than producing stuff. Because production is going to be so abundant. Which means the really scarce thing, so to say, even though I don't like saying it like this, oh, scarce, like humans, or human intelligence, or humans are gonna be scarce. In many ways, humans are not gonna be scarce in terms of total supply of people on this planet, but in terms of intelligence, humans are clearly the highest evolved, have the highest evolved neurological system on this planet, which makes humans, in a way of looking at it, very unique. The intelligence. And imagine if you have 7 billion people really using their full intelligence. That is really cool. 7 billion people that can explore intelligence, deep intelligence dimensions. That would be very nice. Nothing then would go unexplored then. We don't know if we're gonna reach this state. Humans, is because they have free will. Nothing is really certain. Humans are massively empowered. And technology is because it doesn't have a mind of its own. Humans can use it in whatever way they like. So free will basically means is it really is up to the humans to decide what they will. If we take 7 billion people, let's say they're all empowered with super tech, what that swarm, the general swarm, what they want to do, that's where all this is going to go towards. So in many ways it means that humans sort of has to care. Because in one way or another, everything's going to be sort of connected in some kind of way. So Mother Nature is basically connecting everyone. So humans basically have to work together. Doesn't mean that everyone has to be best friends. That every human on Earth needs to spend time in the same room for 10 hours straight. That's not what it means, but humans has to work sort of in nature in many ways. Humans have different roles. Person can decide whatever they want to do. Yeah. But yeah, I really think it's going to be more profitable to empower others just by looking at the general trend. A person, eventually, when connection is super easy, and you can connect to 7 billion people in 1 second, anyone, that means that people are going to be able to innovate super fast, because people are going to find the right people faster for whatever it is they want to do. If they want to do a project, they can tell AI, find the best people on the planet Earth that can help me with this. And AI is going to find those people in less than a minute. That's what I think. If AI is intelligence, it would be able to find those people. And this basically speeds up everything. Innovation. Everything. Of course, just some speculation here, but when people truly see the rewards faster from empower others, I think that humans going to be more in a win-win mode. Because in many ways of looking at it, this is, okay, tokens, the memory, and access to more memory gives you more freedom in the world. Because memory equals money, in many ways now, ones and zeros. So when everyone has a lot of memory, that gets very interesting real fast, because then people can eventually, ideally, be in a very abundant state, and then the more people you empower, the more win-win effects you can potentially create. And that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I'm not really sure if I got what I wanted to say in this video out there, because when I do these videos, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna say. I mean, I know sort of the general, I know the title of what it is I want to talk about, but then I try to find ways when I talk, find ways to express whatever I want to express. And I look at it sort of in many ways as an art form. In some videos you don't really find a great way of expressing something. Some other times you feel as, wow, this was kind of cool. I got the video exactly the way I wanted it. And it's kind of cool because I think it's in many ways limitless. The way how you never really know the next word that's going to come, but you know, sort of almost in a way that it's going to be a good word. It's going to be use the perfect word that you were looking for. So I think it's also called flow in many ways. That whatever a person wants to say, it's already there. And I also think that stuff can come to a person when they're walking around, because intelligence, taking in intelligence with their eyes, they're getting real-time stuff that they consider. But I don't think, I mean, yeah, it may come from your brain, but I think that new ideas can come by observing things, by taking stuff in the moment. And if I look at the tree, maybe I get something from some other place, but it just comes into my mind and I can say it, express it. I'm not really sure if that makes sense. I like the video form a lot because I don't really feel as a comment is, for me at least, it's very hard for me to express myself in a comment, because I sort of feel as you sort of want to see the facial expression of a person, or I feel that my point gets across easier if I make a video, if I walk around, and if I can express myself in a longer way, because I think that there's a lot of stuff that goes on with communication. It's not just words, it's the way a person say it, the language. There's a lot of stuff basically involved, I think. Pauses, facial expressions. A lot of this you can't really have in a comment. Yeah, you can have emojis, but a pause is quite hard to put in there. Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit here. Hopefully you enjoyed. Empower others. I'm not sure that, because there's no real blueprint to empower others, like do this, do this, do this. I think that if people use intelligence, they can sort of grasp that empower others doesn't have to be something magical, but people sort of know what it means. And I think in many ways on the internet, people try to frame what empower others mean. They try to make it into either profit from it, or I don't know. I think it's very hard to explain what it can be. Like just be a friend with someone can be empowering. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully you enjoyed. Have a great day, DTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.